What is poppin' people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We're going to be playing some Eaters against more Wind Guardians. I'm going to let you know ahead of time there's going to be a couple of misplays. We're still getting used to the deck. Doing the deck profile made me aware of some extra card text that was not aware at the time of recording. Looks like we're going to get only the one target off the Wind Guardian search. By the way, I'm not sure if the deck profile will be out by the time you see this. It's just a great example why you should be a member, because the members will have seen this deck profile ahead of time. That said though, we're going to at the start of main get to go, and we're going to load up the squid. We're just going to build the pile next to it so it's easier to keep seeing them, and we're going to get the free errata as we do hit security. Obviously very annoying that we did hit the boost, which is kind of giga cringe. And we're just going to reduce the cost of the new squid by 1. Terriermon try and choke to 1, but errata sets us to 3. All 4 mothers established, and from squid to a kid, in we go. Uno Checarino, and out comes the second errata. And then we're going to swing in another one, and that one's going to die. So I'm going to decline to play out another tamer. We're just going to reduce the cost by 3 for the squid. No more reductions, so end on a boost. I'm going to pick up the Eater Adam, because we do have 2 erratas, so might as well try and just keep the aggro going. No memory blockers or anything in this deck, and we obviously do have the boost, so we're representing 5 memory and reductions to go. Going to swing over the human form, and we're going to use one of the 3 inherits we now have per turn to put the Eaters safely out of harm's way. No piercing to be done because the human form didn't actually get deleted and sent to trash when it would leave the battle area. We just immediately retreated to Under Mother. So gave up some damage there for trying to play to board. It's one of the cool things about this matchup, that when they do try and fight you, you can try and go from there. Next up, we're going to reduce the cost of the Kiwi. Does get the draw, and we do get to go into the Hydra, and we're going to make Cernu at the end of turn here. Is going to kind of go wide, make the Giant Garden, and we're going to attempt to bot deck the squid, which is just going to put it in the frying pan. Going to play the Yugo just to check top 3, add one of our 2 Takemis. And we kind of got to go from there. I'm going to get our Suedo with the draw. So Suedo only draws me 7 or fewer. Luckily, I think we're actually at 7 or fewer with this. We managed to go kind of minus from hand, thanks to the erratas kind of leaving our hand. But yeah, something to note, that you always gain the memory, but you don't always get the draw. Gonna get a loaded up squid, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 under the mother. So we're actually on 9 already, which is great. Gonna crack the boost, and I think we do actually have to make Eater Adam here, annoyingly. And it looks like instead we're gonna go for Eve instead. Drop Eve, stop the Cernu from being able to suspend, and we're gonna get the 1 choke there. So because it can't suspend, it means it can't alliance, and obviously can't attack either. So good defensive line there. That's why I really like Eve. Great way of kind of like slowing other people down. And we're looking at 3 security left still. And if even a single card ends up underneath Mother Eater, then we kind of are chilling. We're in a pretty good place. Honestly, the deck, like, when you just draw pieces, feels very fast. Gonna get that 1 choke once again. Early errata means we're gonna be going straight to 3. Active, and we're still at 9, so it's managed to keep us out of harm's way. That said though, we're just gonna swing in. Does have to do something about it. And it's gonna be a block. And because it's suspended, suspends the Eater Eve, being kind of a cringe gibbon. But we're going to pitch. Can't be a lightning jar, it's gonna pitch off the Yuko to draw 2. And then we're going to reduce the cost by 3. Draw 1, game 1, off with the Suedo. Again, I'm going to assume that we're at 7 or fewer. Simply because it fits the narrative better. Smile. And then we're going to reduce the cost by 3 once more. So this is now all of our reductions used. And we're on 1, so, I mean, the least memory we can pass him, the better. We can't stun the Cernu out, and it looks like we're just going to play for the boost. Do see another errata, but I think we prefer the Eve here because the Eve is going to get to play the Yuko from trash. And we've got 2 blocks, 2 redirects as well, so we can just be really annoying. Gonna swing Alliance, 2 checks. We're just gonna have to let this one through because it is unredirectable thanks to the Terriermon. Do get to play out an extra squid there off of the Cyberspace Eden popping out of security. So we have another blocker now. So now we still have 2 redirects and 3 blocks now. Even if he does use a Terriermon to try and unsuspend, we would only take 2 more checks. But the problem, obviously, is we've managed to successfully choke him to 2, which means he can't evolve into the 5 and keep turn. So great stuff from us there. No Hammer Sparks or anything that we need to worry about. No HPD this time, thank goodness. I was just going to see the Wind Guardians trying to set up Vortex. So that way, if he had the end of turn unsuspend, he'd be able to try and play for board, but there is no Terapia in this stack. It was one of the hard drop Hydra stacks, so that does kind of actually cost him a little bit of damage here. So you can see kind of struggling to figure out what it is that he actually needs to do to try and put this extra tempo, or just like whether you play for board. We're in a weird situation where obviously he's going to keep us at 9, going to lock down the human form, but we do have obviously a lot to play with here. Start of main going to gain 1, start of main. Gonna spin the Mirai, and it can't actually. So it can actually. I don't think it can spin into itself. It's 4 cost or higher, so I don't think the Mirai can actually spin into itself. It's the same for the Yugo as well. You can't go into Yugo, can't go into itself. So slight mistake there. I'm gonna swing in Ether Eve, and I mean, are we going to see an ace? Looks like we're going to see the Puppet Ace because the Cherrymon not being suspended can actually do a redirect. Attempts to bot deck the suspended body. So we actually end up getting 2 things in there. And we're going to swing 1 in. Does hit another Wind Guardians out of security. So we do get the Woodmon. So we get double suspended here, which feels pretty bad. We're going to swing in 1 more into security. Because even though we are missing even though we are now missing 3 blockers, we still have 2 redirects, which feels pretty good. But I mean, talk about cringe stuff popping out of security, right? Woodmon gets to suspend another thing, and then because the Woodmon is suspended, I think it can do the redirect. All turns Terapia into Hydra, which is deeply annoying. So we're going to suspend one of the Erratas, which, like, yeah, I guess. I get it. That said, though, that Puppetmon is 7 play cost, so we'll evolve for 4, pop for 4. And then it gets to float out into Terapia thanks to the Cernu, and we're going to swing, and we're going to go the Eta Eve, Adam and Eve, to finish out game 1.
Matrix Digivolution.
Hello again, YouTube. It's me, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Those of you know I like to get big when I'm not moving cards around, and today we're going to make a cheesecake because PlayerMon sent me something cool. Yeah, it's part of the new, well, the Baki collaboration, and you know, energy and all that is really important, obviously, for lifting and things like that. But what's more important than lifting? Protein. Yes, sir. It's time to get big.
240 grams of Digestives Crush, so we don't have to use sugar in the batter. Then you're going to get some butter, 113 grams.
Just going to do 1 in here. So we've got the PlayerMon Whey Protein Premium 50/50 blend. Since they got 20 servings of 21 grams and 30 servings of 15, we'll do a 15 serving in the biscuit. Yo, it smells good. Chocolate brownie flavor. Not just straight chocolate. Very nice.
All right, so get that in there and give it the whiskey business. Then we're going to grease up a pan, get it spread all around the sides, and get our mixture in there and hit it with the fist to flatten it, and then into the freezer until we're done with the batter. So for the batter stuff, it's going to be a lot of cheese stuff. Obviously, it's a cheesecake. This is no bake. Ethereal, chia seeds.
Protein powder of your choice, of course. PlayerMon Baki Hanmo Whey Protein Powder.
Cottage cheese, soft cheese, and mascarpone are our cheeses, and some Greek yogurt. Dessert MSG, cream, way too many cherries. This is too many. Don't use this many. Sweetness in, chia seeds in, dessert MSG, and the sourness to balance out. Way too many cherries. Cottage cheese in. And then we get all of our wet ingredients in, just 1 scoop of yogurt. And then an extra thing of protein powder. We're going to go for the double servings there, so that's 60 grams.
Someone that's done a lot of protein baking, I usually have to end up getting 2 different protein powders to have a casein and a whey blend, and it ends up usually being 50-50 anyway, so having something that's already a 50-50 blend was really, really helpful for me.
So we're going to give that the whiskey business, then we're going to add in the cherry stuff to make it that black forest flavor. Again, way too much cherry in this one, which is why it turned out so runny, so it's definitely going to be a freeze job, and we tried adding some extra protein powder just to kind of firm it up. Get it into that pan on top of our frozen base, and then leave it in the freezer after giving it a little shake to set.
Alright, so this is into the freezer for 20 and then into the fridge overnight. The freezer job was kind of the vibe to firm it up.
And look how good it turned out. It doesn't always have to be shakes. You can be a little bit creative.
Worth it. Go get big.
Whilst we get shuffled up for game 2, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel. Of course, our Mega, Just Josh, and Ultimate here on YouTube, a tier 3 on Twitch goes without any further introduction, the GOAT for real. And then for our Ultimates, the Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, 3 Strike Rule, Brad, King of Knights, Sacred Armour, and Matthew Bowen. Then for our champion, Shinny Carry, Coffee Deus, DHM, Solo Ouroboros, Andy Fing, Squidita, Benji Gibber, Thomas Yates, Kenneth Smith, Marta FGC, Donkey, Orphos Magna, Kragan Security, Kava, Stephen Holdren, Pap, and Epsilon Cross. Looks like we're going to be starting game 2 with security set, digital gate open, and it looks like Jamie's going to go first. And we're going to play the Wind Guardians to pass over 2, because of course we're going to give him 3, pass over 1. I'm a squid. We took this hand, and I'm pretty sure it was limit testing. How many squids is too many squids? Swing in 1. Does check and die, which means we get to 1 check again with a new squid. Oh, passes us 2. Interesting. I'm gonna go in with the squid, and it dies. So I'm gonna play a squid. And you know what? I'm gonna play a squid. Thoughts? Terriermon listed and loaded. Gonna play the mushroom to get the suspension, and then we can vortex in. I'm gonna save that squid. I'm gonna swing that squid. And cost -4. I'm gonna play that squid. And we still got 1 reduction left, so gang, what about another squid? Get the 1 choke again, so we're just constantly being annoying at the net. We've taken no security damage. Despite him being able to vortex and play for board, we're still not letting him take the damage. Does get the suspension on a squid, that's pass 2, which means it's time to vortex. I'm gonna save that squid though. So we're at 8. I'm gonna swing that squid. Oh, it dies. I'm gonna play a squid. And we do get suspended by the Veemon because it is suspended. So we're just gonna play another squid down, and we'll play a Mirai. Mirai pitch. You go, because he's not getting any use in this sort of game. And we're gonna pass over. So we got a blocker. And we've got 6, yeah, 9. So literally anything he does here, if he goes sideways, tries to attack, we block, and we go up to 10. If he doesn't attack, we have double squid for game. And we have a Suedo in hand, so the Mirai can threaten a Suedo next turn. Yeah, so, I mean, the Mother Eaters with no Suedo aren't super dangerous, aren't super scary from this position, but you do still have to do something. Gonna get the suspension, and it locks it suspended. We're gonna realize later it doesn't matter. So we still have 1 guy, but we're gonna use the Mirai actually to play the Errata, because we recognize that we're not actually going to be able to lock out the game next turn, because he played defensive and was able to still find a way to lock down. We're not going to suspend itself, then we're going to evolve into the Eater, the human form, which does guarantee the 10 sources, which is a pretty cute line. So now we play the Mirai with the pitch of the Eater Eve, which lets us go into the Mirai comfortably to set up for the Suedo next turn. Is going to effectively get to heal 1 by playing the Wind Guardians on the empty board, and we realize that it was suspended locked. So yeah, we're just making sure that we have the game state preserved. Next turn, Mother is coming off the top rope, but the question is, how wide can Jamie go to try and do something about that? Right now, his stuff doesn't really have blocker, and we've really not given him the time to develop 6s. It's impressive how wide he's gotten, but obviously, you know, 1 Wind Guardian has already popped out. I'm going to Vortex over the human form. He can have that one for free because I'm such a generous man. Start of main. Out comes Suedo. Start of main. 3 pre-release mothers off the top rope. Suedo going to have his draw. I mean, we might not have needed to draw, but we're going to gain the memory regardless. On play, I'm going to delete that. And then on play, I'm going to delete that. Then on play, I'm going to delete that. And then load up. So now we have Roche Alliance. Although it would be annoying if something pops out of security and suspends us. So we are just going to swing... No Alliance. Going to swing it. Has to pop out a Woodmon to suspend the final squid. Which is unfortunate. I'm going to play Suedo for 4. And then just main load him up and swing the last. So it's going to be a clean 2-0 this time from Eaters. Actually kind of nice. Very few misplays this time. But if you did like what you saw and you do want to see more, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. If today's your birthday, then happy birthday. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.